just after the whole world was settling down from the coronavirus, which is said to be a Chinese virus. Once again, we can see another virus emerging from China, but this time it's a financial virus, that is the Evergrande default, and which has jolted the world's economy. Hello everyone, welcome to the digital platform of Tarun IAS. And today we are discussing about the major Evergrande crisis, which has shackled the whole world stock market and can take a major toll on the whole world's economy. China's real estate giant and its $305 billion debt rattles economy. Evergrande, which is a real estate giant, has made its mark during the infrastructure-fueled growth binge of the Chinese economy back in the 2000s and is one of the China's biggest real estate firms. The Fortune Global 500 enterprise now stands with insufficient cash to repay the $300 billion in debt. Evergrande, which was founded in 1996, reportedly builds on average 600,000 houses annually and borrows money to fund them. It currently holds one of the biggest debt piles globally reported in the last decade. Its debt levels have grown by 56 times. The company invested billions of dollars into the football business, which the Chinese government has started to crack down on. The company also earlier started a bottled water brand, which was sold recently. They even got into the electric vehicle business, which was valued at $87 billion without selling a single car. Now that this company has landed up in a pile of concerns, investors became worried after a leaked letter in 2020 that showed Evergrande was allegedly seeking government support for a now dropped backdoor listing plan. In June, it didn't pay some commercial paper on time, and in July, a Chinese court froze a $20 million bank deposit held by the firm on Guangfa Bank request. Recently, the company admitted to a debt crisis after protesters besieged its headquarters and said its cash flow was under tremendous pressure. The company at that point blamed the ongoing negative media reports for dampening investor confidence, resulting in a further decline in sales. Now, it's very important for us to understand how did this whole crisis occur. So the current crisis is basically due to two reasons. The first was the new limits which were imposed by the Chinese regulators on borrowing, in an attempt to reduce dependency on loans. Evergrande currently has debts over $300 billion. The company's credit ratings have degraded multiple times and shares have also toned down by 80% in 2021. Secondly, when the government imposed their restrictions, the immediate reaction was that Evergrande tried selling off some of its business. But a progressive slowing down of China's property market and tampering demand for new houses crimped cash flow. These were the two main factors which led to this cash crunch of Evergrande. The consequence of this crisis has been the company is now struggling under a $300 billion liabilities burden that has decimated its credit ratings and share price. It is faced with nearly 800 unfinished residential buildings, many unpaid suppliers and over 1 million home buyers who have partially paid for their properties. Evergrande is due to pay $83.5 million in interest relating to its March 22 bond, which is due on September 23rd. It has another $47.5 million payment due on September 29 for March 2024 notes. So if Evergrande fails to settle the interest within 30 days of the scheduled payment dates, both bonds would default. However, analysts remain divided on whether the crisis will have a domino effect or not. Many analysts and speculators have also called this as China's Lehman moment. In 2008, US Lehman Brothers faced such a crisis, where stock market crashed and millions lost their jobs. When Lehman Brothers ran into bankruptcy, forcing US authorities to shut it down. Lehman Brothers, which was a global financial services firm, was one of the leading companies on Wall Street. The shutdown was majorly due to subprime mortgage crisis at the firm. Is the government the savior? Meanwhile, Chinese tabloid Global Times editor-in-chief said Evergrande's potential bankruptcy is unlikely to trigger a systematic financial storm, and it shouldn't depend on a government bailout for its defaults. The potential fallout of such a heavily indebted company collapsing has led some analysts to suggest that Beijing may step in to rescue it. Is Evergrande brewing the next global financial crisis? On Monday, that was the 20th of September, when this news came up in the market, the world's stock market trembled. The Hong Kong's benchmark Hang Seng Index fell 3.3%, registering its biggest drop since July. The Indian markets Sensex slumped 524 points. To Nifty ended the day down 188.25 points. The negative sentiments also spilled over into Europe, where major indices, including the German Stock Exchange, the German Stock Index, the DAX, and the Financial Times Stock Exchange, FTSE, and London Stock Exchange were also down. The offshore Chinese yuan fell to 3 weeks lows, while the US dollar rose and investors sought a safe haven amid the uncertainty. Mainland Chinese markets were closed for a public holiday that day. So, if Evergrande defaults, banks and other lenders may be forced to lend less. Companies that do business with Evergrande are also at risk of incurring major losses. Further, it could cause a lending freeze in the entire credit system, in the manner that Lehman Brothers collapse did. The financial fallout will be far-reaching. We can see that the whole stock market has been jittery since this Evergrande news came up, and there are fears that the collapse of the company could have serious impact on the country and the world, given the fact that China is the second largest economy in the world. Thanks for watching this video, and if you've liked the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to keep yourself notified with the latest videos. Thank you.